Hello. Good afternoon. As you can see, my glasses are fogging up. I just came inside from a little goalkeeping soccer session with the kiddos. Anyway, episode 85. Welcome. So good to see you all. On today's episode, which by the way is happening on March 26th, we're talking beer, baseball, and electric, not even electric cars, but automated Waymo robot taxis. So much to talk about. Let's dive in. Happy to be back in the chair. For my little opening, I'm going to talk about for our Canadians above us, our beloved brothers and sisters to the north, fretting over tariffs and annexation threats. Moosehead Breweries is offering the presidential pack. So get this. This is a massive crate of 1,461 beers, which is one beer, if you space it out, for every day of the Trump presidency. Moosehead has sold 10 of these crates so far with a waiting list of several hundred people who have the space and the money to purchase this. I don't know how large the crate is, but, well, it's a crate and it's going to be heavy. These are probably, could be glass, could be cans. I didn't actually look, but 1,461 beers is a lot. So anyway, that's Moosehead Brewery. That is a Canadian brewery. Let us be kind and ever thankful for the maple syrup and lumber and friendship of our neighbors to the north. I will be picking up. I'll do a six pack. Another story is baseball's upon us. That today there is no NCAA bracket tournaments, so no one's bracket is going to be even further busted. So it's time to talk baseball, I guess, right? Tomorrow, 3 p.m. is opening day, which for a lot of fans is a big day in the sports calendar. Trying to predict any pro sport is a folly and inherently a disastrous enterprise, especially one that takes 6 months and 162 games to unfold. Baseball is long, unforgiving. It is a slog. That is partially the reason why I usually like baseball at the beginning, at the end, and in the middle. There's a big middle. So, what do we have for way too early predictions? We have Royal Star Bobby Witt Jr., right? I have some of his trading cards I can show you. He's emerging as the preseason AL MVP. He's got to face longtime slugger Aaron Judge to win that. And you also have Juan Soto, who's now a New York Met and a billionaire, it seems, the largest sports contract of all time. He is an NL MVP candidate. What else do we have going on? We have not the Oakland A's. They have moved to Las Vegas, which seems to be just collecting sports teams like casinos out there. They have some talent. They're going to be playing in a minor league baseball stadium, though, in Sacramento as they await their new construction of a stadium. Can you imagine a minor league baseball stadium hosting a World Series? Kind of a fun little thing to think about. Probably won't happen. Odds are against the A's to do anything of note. But anyway, essentially it is the Dodgers and the field. So the Dodgers have essentially just accumulated one of the most talented rosters and large payrolls in history. They essentially have acquired every player on their wish list. They continue just to build, and win. Mookie Betts' health notwithstanding, essentially the Vegas odds are you can choose the Dodgers or you can choose anybody else at this point. They are literally that much of an overwhelming favorite to win the World Series. Didn't look at the DraftKings Vegas odds, but I imagine you got to put down quite a bit of money to get anything of substance from winning that bet. The sleeper pick, which makes me very happy, is my Boston Red Sox, who have not made the playoffs in 4 years after always seems like being a contender. So we shall see. Dodgers in the field. So my addendum, my part 2 to baseball is I love minor league baseball team names. They seem to be in a constant battle of one-upsmanship for the most bizarre, silly names on the planet. I will read you 9 crazy names that are truly real. You can Google it. We have the Carolina Disco Turkeys, the Amarillo Sod Poodles, the Norwich Sea Unicorns. I like that. So that's a narwhal, right? The Burlington Sock Puppets, the Hartford Yard Goats, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the Rocket City Trash Pandas, so raccoons, I guess, right? The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and the Gastonia, no idea where that is, Honey Hunters. So around where I'm from, we have a minor league baseball team, and they always do an alternate uniform or an alternate identity for a day. This seems to be popular, where you have a crazy name and you make it even crazier, double entendre filled as possible. So Kalamazoo Growlers is the name of the team, and they have also gone by the Mac Daddies, which is a sensual piece of macaroni, I guess. And they also have gone as the, I kid you not, Northern Nut Smugglers, with a picture of a furiously hoarding acorn squirrel. So I kid you not, even the crazy get even crazier. So you could spend a long time looking at terrible or great, depending on the way you think about it, minor league baseball team names. A lot of them have rolled out alternate second and third team names for a day so they can sell you a crazy jersey. I could do an episode on that. I will not. I will save you. That is your homework to Google that yourself. Google's Waymo rolls into Washington, D.C. Robo-taxis on the Fed's radar. For a lot of people listening in my family, they have ridden in some of these Waymo autonomous vehicles back over in San Francisco. It should be that way. They have done 200,000 plus paid rides where you say, I want to ride here, and then a car pulls up, a sedan or a normal looking car, and the doors are unlocked and there is nobody inside, and it drives you to your destination. So this is Waymo 1. This has been around for a while. They're in San Francisco, Phoenix, Los Angeles, Austin, surpassing 4 million paid trips last year. So this is actually, we always seem to think of these things as new until enough time elapses and then they're old. So we're still in that new phase, although this has been around for a while. Every competitor from Volkswagen to GM to NVIDIA, everybody is getting in the game of the self-driving robo-taxis. Tesla, I'm not going to talk about Tesla. I'd rather not. But anyway, Waymo is trying to get into the nation's capital. But DC has not given them the green light to allow driverless cars to operate without a human backup. So at first, makes sense. There's going to be a human in the car in case things go wrong, although I'm not sure all the time what they can do. So anyway, that's the roadblock. Waymo's moving into DC to see what happens with that. But the big takeaways is, despite our current climate where I'll have to mention, I guess, Musk again and EV vehicles, I am pro EV. I want to move into a place where we're less dependent on fossil fuels. Electric cars are the future. I think what I want to talk about, though, briefly with you guys is how do we think about new and scary and difficult things? So there is going to be hesitation about relying on autonomous driving vehicles, right? Whether you're in the car yourself and it's driving you across the Ohio Turnpike, or you are paying for an Uber/ride style ride, right? So we often fear what we don't understand. The X-Men have taught us that. So I mean, how do we process? How do we think about autonomous robot taxis? And obviously, it comes down to safety concerns. But the nice thing is we are living in a world where we have big data, we have metrics, we have all the rides, we have all the technology. There's LiDAR, there's all these cars are maxed out to the gills with technology that really is trying to prevent the accident, right? A pedestrian getting clipped, an accident happening. I don't need to tell you this. All the pragmatic thinkers out there realize that actually these cars will probably be safer than humans because they will be able to assess in a far more pragmatic and more technologically driven. They'll have more access to more data than a distracted driver, right? And so we just need to get past the rigorous testing, regulatory framework that's going on. Yes, I suppose this widespread adoption of robot taxis could take away jobs from the ride-hailing industry. I do get that. This will be a slow rollout. There will still be a place for human Uber drivers for many, 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 many years. But the good thing about this is if you think about the urban landscape, robot taxis can help reshape urban landscapes, potentially reducing the need for parking spaces, changing traffic patterns. These can help with a more sustainable urban development, right? And so I think that we need to think about this as an evolving field. Ongoing research development will shape the future, but we cannot just simply fear what we don't understand. There is a lot of really smart people and a lot of big capital investment and a lot of regulatory consideration going into the robotic taxis. And so I do think that it's really easy to be like, this is the most terrible idea in the history of the world, but they're already probably nearly as safe, if not safer than humans. There's always that thing about the icy road and the hill and the slow elderly pedestrian and all kinds of factors you can throw up there. You can pretend that you live in a world where we don't have technological advancement happening every day. But look at the X-Men. We cannot fear we don't understand. So do some research, guys. It's a scary thing. If I had the opportunity to take one of these rides, I surely will. Maybe I can do a YouTube short from the backseat of a Waymo, but or have somebody else to take one, because they're not in Michigan. We're not in a place where we have a lot of cutting edge technology out here in the Midwest. But anyway, that's how I think about this. I think about this is going to be a slow rollout. There are going to be hiccups. We have to allow for some inherent danger, though. We can never create the most perfect system. Look at airplanes, look at boats, look at all the technology we've gotten. They are very safe, but there will be incidents, there'll be accidents. We just need to learn from them and see if there are not patterns, right, and correlations. So anyway, do yourself a favor and Google some of these crazy minor league baseball teams, the sock puppets, the disco turkeys, the nut smugglers. They really try to push the envelope on these. They really, really do. When you need to get butts in seats, sometimes it takes a crazy name or two. Baseball starting. Today's a day off from NCAA tournament basketball. My Western Michigan Bronco hockey team is playing tomorrow against the Minnesota State Mavericks at 5 p.m. on ESPNU. Please tune in if you'd like. Even if you don't, I'll give you a recap of the game anyway. This was fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.